for the murder of a colonial citizen, Schoolmaster Sable. Pedro Wacao will be dragged around the execution site by horse. Then his hands will be chopped off and his head crushed with a big hammer. Louis Mercier, you will be hanged by the neck until dead. The slave known as Tula of the Knip plantation will be put on 2 crossed poles, and all of his bones should be broken from the feet up. His face will be burned, then his head cut off and placed on a stake.
Shalom. This is the brother Azan Ha-Moth back at you with another lesson. And I pray this lesson is edifying to the lambs of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Rakah Quadash and double honors, to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do but well. And shalom to the large multitude in the house of David who the Lord's going to have mercy on. Now this is Joel 3:6. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians, that you might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them up out of the place whether you have sold them, and I will return your recompense upon your own head. I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it. So if the Lord spoke it, it will come to pass. That's the future judgment on this nation. Deuteronomy 28 was a prophecy written thousands of years that's affected you in this current day. And just to touch on this subject of slavery, a somewhat taboo subject matter. And we live in a society where it shuns away from the assault of this particular nation of people. The Edomites, they're about false flags and false narratives. And the narrative is that a people was killed by Hitler, the bastards that dwell in Ashdod, by the Balfour Declaration, if you can pick up what I'm putting down. We're supposed to remember their tragedies, but the thousands of years of unrest, living in doubt. And I know literally every day you hear us speak against the so-called white man. But when you examine what they've done and the evil in their hearts, when you read Psalms 44 and 22, it says, yeah, for the sake we are killed all the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter, and aren't we? Haven't we been? Doesn't he hate us without a cause? This is what we're showing you. They have slaughtered millions of Israelites. So how can we not prophesy against this man? It's a commandment in the book of Ezekiel, the 35th chapter. It says, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. So we're being obedient to the Spirit, prophesying against this nation. We're showing you why you should remember, not what happened in Germany in 1933. There's no sympathy for this nation. What ounce of mercy was and has been shown to the so-called Jews and the Israelites of the 12 tribes of Israel in the Americas? None. No mercy has been shown to us, which is why we're going back to slavery, showing you his history. And this Edomite, he has a nasty spirit. The lust of murder and rape is in his heart. The scriptures say war is in his heart. And we live in a society that says it's about the home of the brave and the land of the free. Well, even in the event of your American Revolutionary Wars, which was fought between the North and the South over the possession of slaves, your civil wars, you made sure Israelites were on the front line to get killed. The amount of blood on this nation's hands is unsurmountable. We're not supposed to call out the sins of these people, this nation. We have the evidence. The books have been opened on this people. You've been revealed through the clues in the scriptures. Not only that, your faces, the records, the history, and prophecy is against you. You celebrate your murderers, your debaucherous devils in the past that ruled over Jake by putting up statues. These people who were showing you, this is their history. This is what they've done. And speaking of debaucherous devils, why is there a Columbus Day? What was so brave about colonialism, rape, free labor, and murder? What was so great about that? The scriptures say no flesh will be saved if the Lord doesn't save us from these people. The Northern Kingdom, our brothers, for over 2,000 years, they was already established, living off the land, thriving on natural resources and what the Lord provided. And then what happened? The arrival of Cristobal Colon coming from Spain in 1492, and the curses came with him. Everything we're showing you is proof that we are the people of the Bible, that we are the people of the curses, right? Because Columbus befriended the Taínos and then enslaved them, gained their trust, and then put them in slavery, right? The scriptures say in Sirach 12:10, never trust thine enemy, for like iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Isn't that the truth? Sirach 12:12, set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. Verse 15, for a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. This is the identity of this Edomite nation. This is why we're showing the fruits of his actions. It says he will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood, because they are a salacious, devilish people. He's not satisfied with blood, which is why they're going to want to put that chip in us. Sirach 12:17, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet he shall undermine thee. This is the people who the Lord has indignation with forever. And this is one of the first examples in modern recorded history when an Israelite cannot and should not ever trust your enemies. We can go back to the wound of Rebekah. The rebellious seed of the nation of Edom was born crooked. Ecclesiastes 7:13. Consider the work of God, for who can make that straight, which he hath made crooked? He made these people crooked. Or they just lust for death over the melanated so-called black man, Native American, and Hispanic. There's no good that can come from them. When we read Psalms 58:3, it says the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies because there's no truth in them. Understand this cruel behavior of this soulless nation, of this narcissistic, rapist, murdering seed of satanic vessels of unrighteousness, born to be crooked liars. And the Taínos found that out quick, right? Jake was shackled down in 1492 to 1504, all the way to 1776. We got the dates. The transatlantic slave trade, the sub-Saharan slave trade, led by Ishmael, had Jake on slave blocks, sold Israelites for a bottle of wine, right? The Trail of Tears, Israelite towns flooded into lakes. All this is a part of your holocaustic history. Not only did you pursue us with the sword, you emasculated men by buck breaking them, the sodomite nation that you are. And then you give us a slave Bible to obey. What does the scripture say about stealing a man? This is Exodus 21-16. He that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he should surely be put to death, and death is following you. The grave is the end sentence for the nation of Edom. We live in a place in America where they stole men and women and children to work for free. Okay, beating us and tortured and abused babies, and then sold them. Deuteronomy 28:32, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thy hand. Isn't that what happened? You would strip a child from his mother's arms and break up families. You got 5 different family members on 5 different plantations. The scriptures identify these things. These are the curses. And this history wasn't pleasant. The Israelites were taken by force and sold at slave auctions. These were real events, just like their picnics, right? Pick a nigga. We were sold to our enemies. Deuteronomy 28:68 says, you should be sold unto your enemies. And we still in prison. America is a large prison house with rules that you must abide, but they don't follow no laws of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. The curses say a nation will rise up against us. Deuteronomy 28:41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. Who does that match up with? And you devils, ever since we've all been in elementary school, that was the first time we've been called niggers. Okay, told to go back to Africa. And even if we wanted to go back to Africa, you can't go. You're in prison. You need a passport to leave this place. And we know that Joe Biden just pardoned his son. Well, the Lord ain't gonna pardon this nation. The Lord's gonna come down on you because you've took your blessing, that sword, just a little bit too far. Proverbs 6:17 says, they have a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. Again, born speaking lies. He was made crooked, right? Ecclesiastes 7:13, consider the work of God, for who can make that is straight, which he had made crooked. Right, made crooked means they can't be straightened. Their hearts have devised mischief. This is mischief that we're showing you. And this is going all the way back when America was established, coming out of the 13 British colonies. And the Most High picked the perfect nation to conquer us. Look at the 2/3, they're absolutely gone. Destroyed. Isaiah 59:3 says, for your hands are defiled with blood, and your fingers with iniquity. Your lips have spoken lies. Your tongue have muttered perverseness. None calleth for justice, none pleaded for truth, and none of them do. It says they trust in vanity, speak lies, they conceive mischief, and bring forth iniquity. It's unforgettable. So we know it's a righteous thing to recompense those who trouble us. And Yahweh Shai said, vengeance is his, because you've touched the apple of his eye. And we can't wait till he comes down with that judgment. And I'll leave it there. I give all honor and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem HaKwadash. This is the brother Azan Ha'amah. I pray this lesson was edifying. Wow, Baba Bull. Shalom.